All right. We back. All right. So, our next segment, we're gonna talk about whether to ship your stuff here when you move here, or whether to just get rid of all of it and or sell all of it, or just ship some stuff and sell all the stuff. What y'all end up doing, man?
Man, we got a 20-foot container. We went through the house and figured out all the stuff that. And you know what? Let me say this first. So when we were working with Celeste to try to find, the crib, and she found, the house, and Am had came and saw the house because Yvonne was like, "Hey, man, we're cool. Like, we want y'all to be comfortable." So they moved in, furniture in, and put some stuff in, plates and all that stuff in for her to stay. So initially she was gonna come for 5 days, but she only stayed for like 3.
Yeah.
Changed her flight and came back. But she took measurements of the room, and so that allowed us to try to figure out what furniture we're gonna bring, as far as like if we're gonna bring the sofa, because we had just had a brand new sofa that was basically man, we had got this for a rehab we had did, and when COVID had hit, we were actually getting ready to turn it into an Airbnb. So we got furniture for the house and everything. COVID hit and was crazy. Market went crazy, and people were really buying houses and virtual and stuff. So we ended up just having extra furniture. And so we left some furniture in the house when we, sold the house, but we ended up bringing like 2-bedroom sets, kitchenware. Bring your kitchenware, your pots and pans, because those like good pots and pans here are going to be hella expensive, very, very expensive. So make sure you bring those and your small appliances. So we packed up small appliances, some dishware, glasses, clothes and stuff. But we had enough, everything that we ended up bringing, fit in a 20-foot shipping container. So that's what we ended up doing. But a lot of stuff, man, we threw out so much stuff. We had 2 20-foot dumpsters full. Like, I was like, yo, go ahead, let's pick this one up. And we were still throwing stuff out the night, like that night before we were leaving. Like, we were up until like maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Dang.
Just still throwing away stuff. And like, you just don't realize how much stuff you accumulate
Over the years.
And so like I was in the house for like 15 years or something like that, and then Ann moved in, and so we had our stuff, my stuff, her stuff, new stuff, and so it was just like a gang of stuff. But we ended up getting a 20-foot shipping container.
Oh yeah, we had a 40-foot container, but we only used 20 foot of it for our stuff. And we same thing. We had to do a purge, get rid of a lot of stuff. Our neighbors was loving us, man, because I had a whole gym in the fucking basement. And around that time, a tree had fell and broke the gate between our yard and neighbor's yard. So he was just going through the back, taking the dumbbells, everything, the row machine, all that shit, took it to his house. He's like, my wife wanted a home gym. The only thing he didn't take was a squat rack, which my son's godfather came on the trailer and picked that shit up and took with him. And we still had to give a lot of shit away. We had 2 dumpsters too, and our neighbors across the street, they son had just got his first apartment or something like that. So we gave him like a whole bedroom set, living room set, everything, and we still had a whole no living room set that we shipped here. We shipped too much shit. To be real, I wish we would have threw most shit away. We should have kept our small appliances. You can't ship a fridge or washer and dryer, man. They're gonna give you hell for that, so it ain't even worth shipping.
We should not wash and dry. We had issues with it, but they told us no fridge. I don't know if it's something with
that's
the
what it was.
Freon.
The fridge, yeah. Our washer and dryer, when we sold our house, the people that bought the house wanted the washer and dryer, so we was like, fuck it, just take the washer and dryer. Wish would have kept that shit too. But I think we should have just shipped the mattresses, like literally just the mattresses, because the mattresses here, we were told, aren't as good as the mattresses you can buy in the States, which I've been to a few stores. It's true.
You sleep on them too.
Yeah. But I think we should have got rid of our couch. We shouldn't have shipped it, because we got 2 out of 3 pieces of the couch here right now. The other piece is still in storage because it's too big to have here. Um, we came with 9 TVs. We gave away like six of them when we got here. We were like, oh, we don't need all this shit. So we just had too much shit, man. And when we got here, we ended up throwing more shit away.
Yeah.
So we kept all of our kitchen shit. We kept the basic bedding furniture, but a lot of shit that we came with, we was like, we don't really need this shit. We don't need this either. And something else I wish we would have did different too is we shouldn't have signed the lease before we moved here, man.
Yeah.
We signed the lease before we moved here, but and that caused us to spend more money because we had to buy furniture to live
Oh
the
yeah.
house that we were in because we didn't have any furniture. Because if you ship anything, just know it's going to take 2 to 3 months to get here. So of course we in an empty ass house for 2 to 3 months, so we had to buy. We tried to buy as little furniture as possible. And so I think the smart move for us would have been to get a long term Airbnb until our shit got here, and then got a house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Nah, I mean, luckily, man, Yvonne, that furniture that he moved in, for Amber to stay, he added a couple extra pieces, so that kept us from having to, purchase stuff. But boy, when I tell you, Tico furniture is not comfortable. Whew, man, them little couches that he gave us, them little chairs, man, I mean, you just couldn't get comfortable. And it's just like, when you have your stuff, especially like your bed and your mattress and stuff like that, you like, all right, I feel comfortable, even if it was some brand new stuff. But like sleeping on used stuff, we were thankful for it because luckily our stuff didn't take too long. Don't use, I'll tell you that, because that's just a whole just drama in itself. And
the customer service was good at the
at the
beginning,
beginning,
but once your stuff shipped, it was like they dropped the ball, man.
yeah. And when it gets here, because you know, it really depends, I guess, who gets it. But customs is probably gonna go through your stuff. But they were playing games about, oh, you got this. Like for instance, we had bought non-perishable stuff. We had like two big old Rubbermaid and big 50, 60 gallon plastic bins. And so we packed seasonings and other stuff, grits and all that stuff that we kind of knew we probably couldn't find here. So we packed that stuff or whatever. Dude gonna send us a message like, hey, the non-perishable stuff, customs is asking about it, and why you guys got two or three. And I'm like, bruh, it's two or three. It ain't like we got 20, 15, 20. Like, we not bringing stuff here to sell.
Exactly.
And he asked, well, why are you guys bringing them? We were like, because we do social media influence cooking and stuff like that. And so he was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, well, I'm going to send you a paper over to sign. And so it took him probably like 4 or 5 days to even send the document to sign. And when we got the document, we looking at it and reading it and stuff, and we like, this don't have nothing to do with non-perishables. It had nothing on there about non-perishables. What it had on there was the entertainment system for the living room and Amber's old computer. She had like a Sony Vaio joint.
Dang.
And so they wanted to make sure that, I guess, like, we weren't bringing stuff in since it was used, computers or whatever, that we were going to sell it. That was the only thing that was listed. And then, from y'all experience when, y'all were telling us with y'all interactions with them, since y'all had shipped y'all stuff prior to, we knew at that point in time that we couldn't, really go at them and be like, yo, where our stuff, where our stuff, where our stuff, because they were going to probably tax our ass.
It was a hustle.
Yeah, it was a straight hustle. You never got an itemized breakdown either for like the taxes of what you pay. You know what I'm saying? And so you ask them about it and stuff, and you're like, oh, they give you the he and ha and stuff, and then they just bring your stuff. Like luckily, we probably, after our stuff got into the country at the port, and then they held it for a quick second, but like we probably got it maybe like 2 weeks. I want to say maybe like 2 weeks after it got import, and they brought everything through and delivered. Luckily, we weren't missing anything. Shout out to my wife, because she did a good job of actually like printing off labels or papers, and then we put everything that's in the bin, took pictures of it. And when the movers came, they documented everything as well. And they were cool though, you know what I'm saying? So we didn't have any problems with that. Anything missing, and we were checking off, each thing that they brought in, which they actually put little labels on. So it was like, all right, this is 51, this is 48, this is 22. So she was able to match everything up, and they didn't even go through and steal nothing from us. So luckily that overall worked out. But I wouldn't recommend find another shipping company to use.
I think the ex- I think all the shipping companies gonna be like that, man. I think it's a hustle. Like they know the ins and outs on how to get money out of you. Like for me, the only thing we were missing, I found some shoes and shit was missing on my end, but I was like, I wasn't really sweating it. It was the shoes that I didn't really care about. 'Cause the shoes I cared about, I flew over with. I had a whole luggage full of nothing but shoes.
Yeah.
The shoes I didn't care about, they were like yard working shoes. Some old school Nikes I beat up on. They kept those. I don't get it. But they got me for because I brought my surround sound system from my movie theater. They got me for the two towers and the subwoofer. And people, the movers from Blue. Yeah, you can just put it in your wife's car and be fine. When all our shit got here, so just to be clear, we got a 40-foot container. 20 foot of it was used for our items. The other 20 foot was used to put my wife's car in. But they couldn't put the speakers in the other section, so they put it in the car. They was like, yeah, you'll be fine. They won't take it. It got here. Customs made a big stink out of it, and they was like, well, if you want to keep it, you got to pay a fee. I was like, well, take that shit.
Bruh, it's like, yo, like,
It's replaceable.
yeah.
I'm still mad about it, but it was.
I mean, I would too, man. I mean, you spend money and it's like your stuff, and you telling us we can't have it or y'all gonna tax us or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it's playing games. But I would say, you figure out if it's items that you necessarily, you can't live without, or it's gonna be very expensive, because really electronics over here are expensive. Small appliances and stuff like that, even regular appliances, unless you go down to Gofito, where we ended up driving down and got our, appliance package down there. Luckily we still had our washer and dryer, but we probably paid like $2,700-$2,800.
That stove y'all got nice though,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, they had the built-in air fryer and all that stuff or whatever. And I had went back and I was even pricing some of that stuff like on BrandSmart and Home Depot site and everything. Man, we probably still had saved about close to $1,000 on the appliance package compared to what it was priced in the States. And it was just, everything was brand new too. It wasn't nothing that was used or anything. And they charged us like $50-$60. We had drove down Wednesday. On a Wednesday morning, we got up, left out around like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Got down there probably around like 8, because it's about a 5. Well, we probably left out around about 3 o'clock. Got down there around about 8:30. They were just opening up the joint. It's like a little outlet, looked like a Tanger's outlet or whatever in a sense. But you get down there, we had the little contact dude was taking us around. We were looking at different stuff. Boom, boom, boom. He took us to the guy to pay them, for the shipping. They were like, all right, cool. We'll call you when, your stuff going delivering. We was like, all right, well, should it be on Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday? We didn't expect. Went out on a Wednesday. Our junk came Friday afternoon. They got there probably around like 1 or 2 o'clock and dropped their joint off. So it was,
Y'all got that dishwasher too, right?
dishwasher, stove, and refrigerator.
We need to get a dishwasher, man. I'm tired of washing these fucking dishes.
Yeah. So, but I think you just got to figure out stuff that you really, need. Like I left a lot of suits and, all that stuff in my mom's crib, because I was like, I ain't wearing no suits in Costa Rica. Man, like we said on other podcasts, most of the times you probably gonna be in sweats,
And slides,
shorts, t-shirts. Like you ain't going nowhere, extravagant where you just got to get dressed up and shit.
Nah.
So it's just like I ain't taking all that stuff, man. So I just left it at my mom's house. Like polo boots and all that stuff. Nah, I'm leaving.
Brought the boots, man.
I'm like, Now I got my all terrain. Like I got a pair of boots that I bought, and then my little hiking joints or whatever. I got some little hikers that's pretty decent. So all in all though, but I couldn't live without like the TVs. Like we had went to Sam's and got our 75-inch Vizio.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, well, nah, we gonna have a
I'm
big
still in my
ass TV.
feelings about my TV, man.
Oh yeah,
That shit broke. How the fuck it stopped working, man?
hey man.
But you know what? I know how it stopped working. Um, just look, rainy season. Because of rainy season, make sure you have a good ass surge protector. Don't get that cheap shit.
Oh yeah,
Cause it was like we was watching TV, it was storming, power went out, power came back on, and then all I got was sound from the TV or from the sound bar. TV was black. So I miss my 75-inch, man. You know.
yeah. Now definitely invest in all of them because we put a surge protector on the refrigerator. And we got it on all the TVs and the or up on the desktop that Am uses up there in their office. But yeah, you have to because you'll get a surge that'll go through your house, and with especially rainy season, how much lights and stuff go in and out, and then you get that surge of power. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna fry your electronics. So yeah, make sure you get some quality um, you know, uh, surge protectors for your
I told
electronics.
Sky if it costs more than $300, it need to be on the surge protector. And I got the ones that's like rated for the high lightning and all that shit. And I ain't even taking no more chances, man.
Yeah,
I just don't want to have to buy another TV.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, so bring your stuff. I think that's just something that you just individually you got to figure out if it's gonna make sense for you and look at the cost because at that time too, man, when we came, I mean that was still kind of COVID times, 2021. And so it was a shortage of the shipping containers because our stuff did
Oh
sit
yeah, that's right.
for about like I think our stuff sat for about 2 weeks, a week and a half or 2 weeks. It's set in the port, or they moved it to storage, and then they got it, shipped it down to the
I did the
Savannah
same.
port. So it was,
Oh, they got me for my office chair too, man. That's what I remember. My bad.
damn man, yeah, and you had a good one too. Didn't you pay a couple hundred
It
dollars
was
for
like
it?
$1,100 for that thing. Yeah. And then
That's
I gave my godson the other one, so every time I go to his apartment, I be looking at him like, "You might get got, man."
yes. So man, and I don't know what the shipping cost would be now, but I think in total, man, we probably pay like 7 or 8 thousand
Yeah.
for everything, along with because I think the taxes and stuff they probably hit. I think that was like $4,300 that they hit us for. So yeah, I think we paid. And you know what? It might have even been a little less. It was right under. I would say right under 10 grand for everything.
I think all in we're at 17 because we paid 12, but we had a 40-foot container and we shipped our stuff in the car, so we paid 12 to ship, and then we paid like 5 grand in import dues.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So they gonna bust you over the head, man. It's probably gonna be still a little cheaper than, you know, at those particular times, but on average I would say, you probably still gonna be looking at like $4,000 to $7,000 on average for maybe just a 20-foot container, and then, like you said, probably somewhere maybe 10 to 12, 10 to 15, for a 40-foot container. So, I think again, you just got to figure out if it's things you really need, then hey, bring it. But hey, get those shit. They have these containers that you will see a lot of people now, but I know some airlines have restricted them. But you can get them from Sam's Club, Costco. They
Home Depot,
Yeah,
Lowe's.
Home Depot, Lowe's, the little plastic joints, and then they got the little yellow tops or whatever. So people load those up with non-perishables or other items, small appliances, and shoot, because we came with what 11 or 12 bags and the dog, and then we had to ship the dogs too.
Oh
So
yeah,
that was a whole nother
headache.
adventure.
Yeah.
So
The biggest, I would say, the thing, if you don't take anything out of this segment, the biggest thing is inventory. And when you do inventory, make photocopies of everything that for I'm talking, and I mean like meticulous inventory. Like in this bin, I have 3 pairs of socks, 2 pairs of shoes, da da da, and then make a photocopy of it and tape it on that bin. Because what it does is, if you do run across anyone, whether because I think the chairs were taken on the state side, they weren't taken in Costa Rica. That's what I think. If anything turns up missing, if anything, it's going to deter anyone from taking anything because they're going to see that you have a full log and inventory, and especially if they see it's the copy and not the original, any thief would be like, yeah, that shit might not be worth it because now they know what the fuck they got. So
exactly. So Yeah, again, shout out to my wife because she
Yeah.
was like at first I was like, man, we don't gotta do all that, man. I was just like, all right,
Oh, they took my
but
dumbbells too, man.
yeah, they hit y'all up, man.
Well, I only brought two. I brought a 20-pound set and a 25-pound set. It was in a container. I ain't see it. I haven't seen it.
Dang, yeah, but do your inventory list, call around, get different prices. Again, if you're in the black sit expats in Costa Rica, hit the little search, the magnifying glass. Don't be posting 1,000,001 questions of the same topics that's been in there for the same 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Go in there, hit the search, the little magnifying glass,
And search.
shipping, search, and then it'll be some recommended shipping companies to use. Or again, just call around. You can Google it, but stay away from blue. Don't use them. At the end of the day, there was just a big, they had a hustle going on. A lot of these like you said, shipping companies, they're going to have a little hustle on it. But at the end of the day, just again, do your due diligence, look at, reviews or, whatever it is.
They had the best reviews though. That's the thing.
They did. You know what? And it's crazy because also, man, a lot of companies and stuff now they pay
They pay for
people, yeah,
reviews.
pay for reviews and stuff too. So, all in all, because I think they probably had what a 4.5 or 4.6 or something like
I thought it
that.
was like a 4.1. I didn't think it
Oh,
was.
it
Yeah,
was over four.
yeah.
So,
Because
yeah,
we before we settled down with using them, we called around several, and some of them we just the way they answered the phone was enough to be like, yo, we not using y'all. Um, but yeah, they is when the breakdown was. The breakdown was when I forgot the girl name that first started working with us. She was on it. It was
oh
after she
yeah,
passed the torch to the next person that does the next leg of the shipping. That motherfucker went. He
oh
just
yeah, oh boy.
kind of find out he was the owner.
Yeah, it was him and one of the other cats. They made it seem like he wasn't the owner, he was a manager or
Yeah, he was
something.
trying to
But
pretend he was an
yeah,
employee.
because you can look him up on I went online and started digging after y'all was after y'all was telling us all the stuff, and I was digged around and saw online that he was registered as the actual owner, but they passed him on on the website and or even on when you dealing with him, it's like, oh, he's just like a supervisor or manager. He handles this stage, and it's like, bro, y'all playing games with people, man. But yeah. So at the end of the day, again, you just got to figure out the due diligence for yourself of bringing your items that you really need. But most definitely, things that you probably can't get real quick. You're not gonna find grits here. You'll find polenta. If you want polenta, you can find that. But if you just want some white corn grits,
You ain't gonna find cream
ain't
of wheat
happening.
either.
Nah, you ain't gonna find no fish fry.
Mm-mm.
It's just certain things.
Hot
And
sauce.
yeah, hot. You find hot. Like I see Frank's Red Hots and Mossex or
Nah,
whatever.
I want
But
Texas Pete in
yeah,
Louisiana.
yeah,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna find that. Or if you did even find it, it's gonna be a little small, like a little 6 or 7, 8 ounce bottle.
Bottles. I still ain't find them yet.
And they taxing for them.
Well, with the electronics, like you said earlier, I think the import taxes are trickled down to the customers. Like the stores don't pay it. Like they probably paid it up front, but we pay for it back on the back end to offset their overhead.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely so. And yes, I mean you also got to get used to just buying stuff that's not American branded, and it's a lot of stuff that's developed in, here, made in Costa Rica or other little Central America, South American countries that's just as good,
sometimes better.
yeah, sometimes better, and so, once you just kind of get out of the way again, like we, mentioned on the, first and second episodes, like you just got to get out of that mindset of, oh, I got to have an American brand, or you come in with this American mentality that you just got to have this, and this, and this, and you stuck on that because you will get broke real quick once you go to that, go to the grocery store and you think you doing good and you get up there and it's like 70,000 colones, but then you do the math and you like, man, this
This shit
bro, it's like
$140.
$140,
Yeah.
so nope, you just gotta, you just gotta adjust and just be open to, just doing and just trying different stuff here too. So, because it's gonna save you some money.
All right, we're gonna take another quick break, and then we'll talk about our next segment, whether to buy a car here or to ship a car.
For sure.
All right, we'll be back.